So today I'm changing the rear shocks in my 2016 F-150, and I have had these shocks, as far as I know, they're the ones from the factory, and they've got about 80-something thousand miles on them. So overdue to be changed out. They're not horrible, but they could be better, in my opinion. So I've got some new shocks here from Bilstein, and we're going to get those put on. They'll match my front shocks, which are the 5100 series. And hopefully it won't take too long because it looks like it's going to rain. Also, shout out to the sponsor of this video, realtruck.com. More about that later. So first order of business is getting those lug nuts loosened, and then we can get the truck up on jack stands and get the tire off. I don't know that you have to take the tire off to do this, but I think it's going to make it a lot easier, plus for filming purposes. So I think it'll be a lot easier. So here you can see the rear shock a little bit better, and you can also get a good look at my new Power Stop rotors, which I put on just a few months ago. I did a video on those, so if you want to see the installation of those, there's a link in the upper right corner. But if you just want the down and dirty, I love these brakes. Totally recommend them. You should also check out that video. Okay, so I'm going to loosen the lower shock mount bolt, and then we can drop that down, and then we can loosen the top shock mount bolt. All right, so I'm noticing that there's some Loctite on here, red Loctite, so we'll have to make sure to get some more red Loctite on there when we reinstall. Just pull the bolt out, and it will expand a little bit. That's okay. So the top one, you just need your 15 millimeter because the rear nut has little tab on it that holds it in place, which is super convenient. All right, shock is free. All right, I'm going to do the other side, but I'm going to leave the tire on just to see if I can do it as a proof of concept, so that you know if you have to take the tire off or not. Update, you don't need to take the tire off. There we go. So while I'm unboxing these new shocks, I thought it would be a good opportunity to thank today's sponsor, which is realtrucks.com. They are the ones who sent these shocks over to me and let me do this video for you guys. So super thankful. You can go check out their website. They've got all kinds of pretty much everything you want for your truck, including shocks, suspension, lights, pretty much everything you can imagine. They sell it. And I will put a link to their website down in the description below where you can buy these shocks from them. And if you do that, it also helps me out with my channel. So I went with the Bilstein 5100 shocks because they're one of the most highly reviewed shocks online by a lot of people on forums and on Facebook groups and stuff, saying that they've really liked these shocks. I've used them before. I've really liked them, so I thought I'd use them again. They're a really nice monotube shock. It's a steel zinc plated body, and obviously it's got this dust boot here which helps keep it clean and prolong the life of it. So I've always had really good luck with these. It's very highly reviewed. I recommend them. Lots of people recommend them, so that's what I went with. So here are my old shocks, and I'm a little surprised, but they're a lot better shape than I thought they were. They're both coming up at about the same rate. They both fully compress and extend without too much trouble and very smoothly. So these may not have been as bad as I thought they were. I didn't compare them side by side with the Bilsteins because it's not a fair comparison. The Bilsteins are more of a performance than an OE replacement, but for having 80,000 miles, these shocks are in remarkably good shape. I'm impressed. The Bilsteins will still be an improvement, but that's not bad. That's really not. For 80,000 miles, I'm impressed. So when installing new shocks, I recommend you install the top first and then the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Slide this in here, thread a bolt through, and I'm just going to finger tighten, just get the nut on the back on there. It doesn't need to be tight yet. This is why I recommend you do the top first, because these can be really stiff sometimes, and this allows you to get a jack underneath it to be able to compress it if you need to. I'm going to try and do this by hand, but it's going to be tough. Perfect. So that's it, guys. The new shocks are in. The Bilsteins look great. They're going to ride great. I'm super excited. I'm going to put this wheel back on, and then we'll go for a test drive. And again, I want to send a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, realtruck.com. And I'm super happy with these. I also got this done in about 30 minutes, and that's with filming. So this is not a difficult swap for anybody at all. All right, guys, shocks are on, wheels on, and they look great. I love how you can see them peeking through the wheel well here. I just love it. They draw themselves. They look great. Super happy with them. Let's go for a test drive. So they feel good, just about what I'd expect. There's not a huge difference from my stock shocks. I'm a little surprised by that, but that might just be because my stock shocks were in better shape than I thought. But overall, they feel really good. They're firm. They feel good. I will have a better idea what they're like once I get this truck hooked up to a trailer again. But I have good confidence in them. I've used them before, and I have no reason to think they wouldn't do great this time. So really happy with them. They look great. It's a good upgrade on the truck, and it was maintenance that needed to be done anyway. So highly recommend the Bilstein 5100s if you're looking for shocks for your truck. If you guys really like this video, it would be awesome if you click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to see more videos like this. And it also really helps me out a lot if you hit that like button. So I'd really appreciate it if you did that too. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.